Alright, now this is another monstrosity that I must talk about. So this is a 1995 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. It has the Lt1 in the car. Mostly original stuff. T56. Black leather seats, front and back. These wheels that are on this car seem to me like they're actually kind of rare. They're Eagle alloys, 17x9, specific for this model year car. I haven't been able to find another set of these anywhere else. They look sort of like Saline Mustang wheels, I guess you could say, or something like that. They need polished. I don't think that I have ever touched these wheels. I'm assuming these are very expensive wheels. So it's got the Nitto NT05 275, what is it, 275 40 ZR17. That's what this is. And they're not the 555, they're the NT05. These are a much cheaper tire, radial. But those are just to drive on the street. I mean, when I don't have slicks on this thing. I think I honestly only have like 2 to 3 burnouts on that back set of tires. And then these front ones are like skinny minis. They're on the same rims though, 17x9s. Stretched it just a little bit. I think it looks okay. I think that I curbed the other side just a little bit. I guarantee I did. So I'll be taking off the front bumper cover, driver's side front fender. Hood was replaced. It had a good hood on it before, but it was like an aftermarket one. So I traded the aftermarket hood for a stock hood. Let's see if I can find these curb marks on this one here. Got into it a little bit. Honestly, I think that's the only spot. That just happened because I pulled it in front of my house. There's a curb right there. Not good. It's got a few dings in it. Paint needs all redone. I'm more worried about piecing the body together, getting it drivable and stuff like that. Still has the stock differential in the rear end. I actually upgraded the brakes on this car. These I pulled out of not the rotors and stuff, those are new, but the calipers and backing plates and stuff like that came off of a 1998 with like a 3.8 V6 in it. So I transferred those parts over and bought new rotors. And then the front rotors I actually bought from the same junkyard, and the calipers from the same junkyard, and it already had the slotted and cross-drilled rotors on it. So what I did was took them to work and I glass beaded them in the sandblaster, and that's what all this is about. So the rear brake setup for the G body is the same thing. Yeah, that was pretty terrible. So the 95 Z28 and the 9-inch for the G body are going to be using the same type of a rear brake setup. I haven't decided on the G body what front brake setup to do on it. But this has a 410 gear in it, and it's got like, I think a Yukon limited slip or something like that. I'm not sure if it's factory or not. If it's factory, it's a pretty elaborate deal. But so it's got a electronic cutout on the exhaust, and this thing needs cleaned. So I'm going to be cleaning this thing up a little bit. I'll hook up the pressure washer and pull it around and wash it really good. It runs and drives and everything like that. I mean, it'll stink you out. I need to look at the tune-up on it. I like the 6-speed thing. Got something going on with the clutch. And then the issues with this car that I'm going to try to look at and repair would typically be to do with the engine. So I know of the first thing, I'm going to have to put a camshaft in this thing. And I put a couple of used lifters in it. It popped a couple of rockers off. And I think I have a total of 3 rockers that have some damage to them that I have to assess. So I might have to put a couple rockers in it. And then a couple of valves. The top of the stems have gotten damaged in some type of way or another. But yeah, I think at this point in time, it's important to take this block apart, drop the crank, all the rod bearings, everything like that, investigate everything, number it in, number it out, make sure everything's in the same position. I mean, this engine, it was professionally built somewhere, but I don't think they ever dynoed it or anything like that, because there's no way the rockers would be like that if they did. So I think the top end was done after the matter, where the bottom end came from a machine shop, and that's probably where the mistakes were made. So then the next problem would be that it overheats. So I'm willing to suspect that when the head bolts were installed, they didn't use adequate sealant or something like that. But I must say that this intake manifold and the set of heads on this car that are currently on it are very definitely professionally ported and polished, matched. It's very good work. I mean, this car was actually pretty fast, but there's some mistakes that have been made on this, like the lower subframe in the front, not cleaned or anything like that. I actually pulled the transmission off this. They didn't have the fork engaged to the throwout bearing properly, and it caused a dead-headed hydraulic type situation that I'm hoping didn't actually bend the fork, because it was a mess. I actually had to put it up on ramps and pull the transmission out of the car and figure out what happened to the clutch. And I had to clean that thing with kerosene and toothbrushes, and the whole bottom of the car was like that. So the next is like a go over, hole underneath the car, drop the subframe out of the front. The back I already have done. That's perfectly fine. Upgrade the fuel system back there, drop the tank and stuff like that. But mostly front end, check this engine out. If this thing is no good, I can't justify actually using the block, or, you know, heads are probably like pristine minus a couple valves. I got an LQ9 that's almost ready to go, but I don't want to put that thing in this. I'd rather keep it original, even though it has no AC. That's pretty much about it. I hope you liked the video.